Hello, everyone. Welcome to Business Spotlight. I'm Monica Gunderson with Chisel Action Coach. It's my favorite time of day and week when I get to talk to business owners and learn about their journeys and their businesses. Today, I'm super excited to have Melissa and Sharla from Sober In. Hello, Melissa and Sharla.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, how are you today?
Doing great. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, well, thanks for being here. So we always love to learn about your journeys. How about we get started with learning a little bit about you, your journey, and tell us about Sober In.
Yeah,
You want to go first?
sure.
Okay.
Uh, you said a little bit about myself. I have a business background and I currently own a coffee shop and kind of a smallish bakery and a trailer. We have a trailer as well that goes with that. And so I also volunteer with our local Milton Youth Coalition, and our focus is just finding activities for our teens to do things. And that brings us into the whole sober community. And so I was talking with another business owner last summer and just talking about like what are some things like our small town needs and what are some things that we're missing. And um, she brought up this whole mocktail bar idea, or mocktails are such a big thing. And we just started kind of spitballing a little bit about what we would do. And I said, well, gosh, it sounds like a nighttime coffee bar kind of things with really fun drinks. I feel like we could do that. So that started our journey. So it kind of pairs well with my personal life, in just trying to find great opportunities for our young adults to be able to find things that are fun in our community, be open, maybe in the evening when our small town might be closed, or there's only bars open. And this gives other people who don't drink an opportunity to be out having fun. We do identify also as a social club. We love that word, as a social club, because we have a lot of people who come together, or they come individually and they find people. So I'm loving it's so fun. I love the coffee shop and I love that side of things, and now I kind of get to extend that to the nighttime too.
Very neat. Thank you, Sharla. How about for you, Melissa?
I also have a business background that was put on hold a little bit to have a couple kiddos and be a stay-at-home mom for a couple years. So yeah, after my kids got back in school, of course, I met Sharla because I love her coffee. And yeah, we just kind of started talking and we're like, I like this idea. So we are also I'm also on the board for the Milton Youth Coalition, kind of have the same ideas of it's nice to have something out there for the younger people that are, to show them that you don't just need to be at the bar or having a house party. There's alternatives to enjoying having a good time that doesn't have to be around alcohol.
Right.
So
I drug her into this. She wasn't kicking and screaming. She wasn't kicking and screaming. She's like, sure.
I can tell. It was probably really tough. I can tell.
Yeah, right.
Well, I just want to share with you both. I'm really excited to learn more about this. I personally feel it's so incredibly important in creating that space and that activity for a small town. Kudos to both of you. I have to share with you, I was just at a coffee shop and I introduced someone who's going to be working at a wine bar, and the coffee shop said, "Oh yeah, well I used to bartend. Now I just bartend early in the morning, doing caffeine, and instead I'm like a barista. So I'm like a daytime bartender, right, or a morning. So I love like 2 times in 1 week. This has kind of come together, like coffee shop and mocktails and environment and community. So that's great." So both of you gave some really great insights into youth and smaller community and being sober and not having to have alcohol to have fun. Those are all just such great topics. If you two were to kind of wrap it up into, you know, the why or the passion behind Sober In, what would you say that is?
I think our passion is very similar, and the why is kind of why not? I mean, it's we love we enjoy our coffee dates, during the day, with our friends and our girlfriends or our business meetings. And we love that. We are very social. And so we wanted to extend that, and we don't we didn't necessarily have that opportunity, so we created it. And I guess we love on Saturday nights when people walk in and they come in and they hang out and they have fun and we get to know them. And it's really getting to know our community, which is why I created my coffee shop, is to build a community, be at the center of a community. And so that's always been family, very important to me. And that's why I love my coffee shop. So it made sense to kind of connect that to maybe later at night as well.
That's awesome. Absolutely. So what would it look like for our listeners, people that are listening to this? What does it look like when they come in, and what's the vibe and the atmosphere, and what are the drinks? And tell us about just the overall experience you are creating.
That's a good question.
Yeah. So obviously it's a beautiful space. It's in a historic building that was formerly the Milton College. And so Charlotte's space is gorgeous. That's like the first thing I think that you would notice. And then it's just a relaxing, kind of chill vibe. Sometimes we have live music. There's always music of some sort. Sometimes we have live music, or we have different themed nights. We had a Taylor Swift night that was a big hit. We've done some, we've done game nights and
open mic.
Yep.
Done open mics.
A good time. So yeah, obviously the mocktails are handcrafted, and we try to source as much locally as we possibly can, and they're delicious.
Yeah, we are dabbling in making our own syrup, so that Melissa and I both believe in like being as healthy, not as healthy, I shouldn't say that, but as health conscious as possible, and knowing what ingredients we're drinking and eating. And so knowing the resource, where that's sourced, and making it ourselves if possible, is important to us. So when we're it's like making a coffee drink, we've become mixologists, and what pairs well with each other, and just trying to make it pretty. Although you will see a difference between seasons, like we're only into our second season now. So the first season we opened was summer. We have a beautiful patio area in the middle of a neighborhood that is very expansive grounds, like you could imagine a college campus like. And so it's beautiful lighting, outdoor music and food trucks. And then you come inside now that it's winter and it's kind of softer lights on the table, and it's, we have anything from like beautiful leather couches to, tables that you can sit at with, and people put them together, or, it's a 2-top or a 10-top. People can make up their mind what they want to do. So it's super flexible for people.
Yeah, that's wow, that sounds really cool. And I can't wait to visit. Since I'm local, I get to come see you. So I look forward to that. And a little secret about Milton, my grandmother grew up there. So I will even feel like some little roots there. So that's very exciting. So when you talk about mixology and like a favorite syrup, are you willing to let any of the listeners hear like some concoction that you're putting together right now that you're really excited about for this season?
Well, for the upcoming season, I mean,
we haven't released that yet, but it's coming soon.
Yeah, okay. We have a couple fun drinks coming, like a Peppermint Chocolate-Tini that we're making. And, I think we always try to have fun with our garnishments too. So that will have a mini little candy cane in it. We have a drink, a fun green drink that has a old-fashioned caramel sucker, like the caramel apple sucker. Do you remember from your childhood? We have that in there. We had gummy worms at one point, and they're not. We usually have fresh fruit when we have like we do a blackberry mint muddle, simple syrup that we make on our own, and then one of our favorites is we do this fig, we call it Gettin Figgy with it. And it's a really yummy fig spritzer almost, if you will. Non-alcoholic, of course, they're all them alcoholic.
And one of my favorites right now is called the Uff-Da.
Oh,
and that can be hot or cold. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's a non-alcoholic bourbon that we have as the base, and we heat it, and then have some little spices and stuff in there, and it warms you up.
Okay. Well, now you've hit another spot. I'm a Stoughton girl, so Uff-Da.
Yep. There you go.
Yes, you're tying it all together. That's great. Awesome. And when you speak of the sucker with the caramel and the green apple, right? And it would get like stuck, right? You'd like get it to a point that the caramel's like sticking to your teeth. So thank you for reminding me of those fun days of eating those. That's very fun.
I think so it's important that our drinks taste amazing, but they also look amazing as well.
Yep, I can absolutely. And because I mean, we talk about, now we're in winter, so we're inside, but I mean, in the summer we have families that come and hang out and picnic, and kids running around because it's, large lawns, and they love the suckers and they love the gummy worms, and even the adults are like, hey, can I have another sucker? Like,
we haven't had one for years.
It's really cute. So we try to make it fun and yummy.
I love that. So, starting this out and just creating, this not only space but experience and community, what's a couple of the favorite things that you've received as feedback from a patron that's visited you? Like, what's some things that have made you really proud when people told you, gave you some feedback?
I think one of my favorite first ones,
I know what you're gonna say.
They were like, oh, this isn't just juice. And we were like, no, it's more than just juice. So, and that's something that's important to us.
Yeah. And then I think my favorite, I actually thought you were going to say this. My favorite is we get a lot of thank yous from people. Thank you for creating a space that I've been sober 10 years. I've been sober 1 year. Thank you for creating a space that I can be a part of with my friends or family, and still feel a part of the group and the crowd. So we hear a lot of sober stories, which I think is always super amazing and touching, because I don't think we realize, neither Melissa nor I are we're not sober per se, if you will. I mean, we will have a drink of wine or beer or something occasionally. However, like, we're at that age where, and we're finding the younger generations are not wanting to do what we did when we were in our 20s.
Kinder to their bodies.
A lot kinder and more responsible.
Yes.
And so it's amazing to see 20s and 20 and young 30s come and just hang out and play games, or hang out and enjoy the music and have fun, without having to, overuse alcohol or be abusive with their bodies. But I think that is like touching, is the sober stories that we're hearing.
Right. And I love, like Sharla said too, like the 20s and 30s that are like, we want to get a place to gather, but we don't want to be at the bar. We don't want to be around, someone maybe hitting on us when that's not what we're here for. So it's a great place to hang out. No matter what your age.
I can only imagine the touching sober stories or, the admiration you have, for people who have that commitment, right? And so I just really, want to say, the idea of being true selves and being able to go out and socialize and be able to be truly who you are without the altercations and it with, alcohol, etc., is just a beautiful thing. So I think that's great, not only to hear the stories, but then they get to be their true selves. So that is very, very cool. Well, let's get to some power questions. So both of you shared, your journeys and success in personal life and in community and in business. Would each of you be willing to share your secret to success?
Oh gosh. If it doesn't work, keep trying.
Try something different.
Try something different. Yeah, I mean, I think not quitting is probably something that's kept me going through different career choices and different moves. I'm not a local Wisconsinite. My husband's job had moved us around the country a bit. So yeah, just keep trying and do your best, I guess. And then you run into other people and you make great connections. And
truly, yeah. I would have to say, a couple of things come to mind, but I would have to say just, yeah, like work hard and have, dig in deep. Like it's easy to give up. It's easy to say enough, and it's easy to walk away. I think but that doesn't help us as humans, and it doesn't help our characters, doesn't help us be role models. Like the role models didn't do that. So I was a single mom for 10 years. So I think working hard, there isn't an option. Like you have to get your kids off to school. There's nobody else, you know what I mean? Right. And so there's nobody else to do your social media posts. There's nobody else who's gonna, cover your employees who called in sick. Like you own the business. So there's nobody else to bail you out, and I think really I think you figure out who you are when you own your business and how hard you want and how successful you are. Obviously there's always variables and extenuating circumstances, but I think it really is how hard are you willing to work?
Yeah, you both of you give just really great, things that seem really hard, but they're all choices, right? And so, and when you think about that, Sharla, I recently, I heard a speech and then it really resonated with me is count on you, right? Like, what if you take everything else away and you say, the one thing I'm going to count on is me, and all of the courage and, and power that you have when you focus in on you. So thank you both for sharing your stories, and both of those are great. So if I had a magic wand and handed it to you for you to use it in your business, what would you use it for?
Only one thing?
We each get a go.
We each get one, right?
Get one, yes.
Okay, two. Yeah, we each get one. Okay.
Two.
What you would do with your magic wand?
Oh my gosh. I guess my magic wand would be, I guess, keeping sober in at the forefront of everybody's minds. Like life gets busy. And there's times where I'm like, would I come out on a Saturday night when I'm exhausted at the end of the week? I'm like, I don't know if I would. But then I'm there, I'm at our business, and I'm like, this is amazing. The connections here. I mean, literally you're just hanging out and having fun at night.
Yeah.
And I think that would be the people having it top of mind and talking about us. I think that's probably like, have you heard of Sober In? Have you like experienced it yet? That's probably what I would do. Right. Put it at the forefront of everybody's mind.
Right.
I can do that with a wand.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that wand. That's great.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Maybe if I had a magic wand, it would be to have all of the social media and marketing training that I don't have, that I'm learning as we go. That might be mine, because you covered, I love yours, but I think together it would be great.
I thought of that one. I did think of that one. Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, we're doing our best, and
permanent Facebook ads.
Yes. Right?
Yeah. Or Instagram or whatever.
Instagram, or someone else to do my TikTok.
Yeah.
There we go.
Right. And I love how they go together, the connection of them, right? Like awareness plus, yeah, it's great. Awesome.
Because we can build everything else.
Right.
Yeah, we can build it. Like, we can make the building bigger. We can.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, we can make the drinks.
We can do the drinks.
Yeah, we can do the drinks.
That's awesome. Great. So do people find you? Where can they learn more about you? Tell our listeners how to come see you.
Well, our physical address is 525 College Street in Milton, Wisconsin. You can find us on Facebook, on Instagram, and of course, our website is soberin, that's INNWI.com.
Did you get the play on words there?
Got it.
In Wisconsin.
INN, right? That is great. I love that. And I just want to say it has been so much fun. So I can only imagine what a Saturday night like is at your establishment. As we leave our listeners today, I always like to give some inspiration, and I know they would love to hear from you. What inspires each of you?
Community. I mean, I know that sounds overused, an overused term, maybe coined a little too much, but I truly love community. I love having a place to go where I know people. They know me. If I'm having a really bad day, they can tell and they're there. If I'm having a great day and they're not having a great day, like, we're there for each other. So whether it's family or literally our community of Milton or my neighborhood or my friends, that's what inspires me.
And I would say giving back. That's probably mine, along with community. I think they all go together.
Yeah.
I think you get what you give in this life.
Well, you two have a great synergy. Even your answers, I can see why it's working together.
Just kidding. That's why you wanted me to go first.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. No, truly those are.
We balance each other nicely.
Very neat, very neat. Well, so fun hearing and learning about you two and Sober In. And like I said, I really look forward to visiting. And so thank you so much for coming on today to Business Spotlight. And I look forward to seeing you soon.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks.